Everyone's looking at her like, is she gonna jump or is she just watching from the top there?
I got peer pressure from the crowd. Everyone was yelling, "Do it!" I'm like, that's when I finally did it, when there was literally a chant, and I'm like, God dang. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of our carcast. We have Coco. We have Coco. We have Coco.
Welcome back. It's always a good episode when we got Coco in the board.
Right. Off you go. As you can see, she leaves a lot of cat hair all over this
last
car.
time she was in the episode, and then she just hung out right by my feet the whole time.
And now she is going back to her feet.
Coco, come on. Have some fun, Coco.
She's like...
The crowd loves you.
She used to love the car. What happened? You're good. Have fun. Anyways.
Where are we today, Sanat?
We are in Melrose.
Melrose.
Very well known to have like tons of like fashion stores. Think like street fashion, right? All over the place, you're gonna find all the stores you need for sneakers, street fashion. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, would you say it's almost kind of like a New York kind of feel?
You know, it does have like sort of like a... There's an area below Soho, I can't remember the name, but lots of like streetwear boutique stores. And it has that vibe. It really does. Yeah,
that's what I felt whenever I'm on Melrose. I mean, we're not in the part yet where you'll really feel once we hit that part, you'll really feel it. It gets really kind of grimy in a good way.
It gets grimy, so it reminds me of New York.
Yeah, it's like, dirty. It's like a lot of like street fashion. There's like a store that literally sells shoes and cookies.
Yes. And I understand that vibe. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's called Kicks and Cookies, which is...
Yeah, something like that.
That's classic LA for you.
We just wrapped up dinner and we ate chicken katsu, fantastic meal. And I was actually thinking about how the last time I ate chicken katsu was when we went to Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So we went in February, now it's June, so straight up. So then it got me thinking. What a trip we had. What were your thoughts on Hawaii?
Hawaii was, I feel like our trip in Hawaii was really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
But there was so much hype around Hawaii. You grow up thinking like, oh, Hawaii,
True.
It's like amazing, it's
True.
awesome. So I think the hype to expectation, like the realistic expectations didn't really help out because I had such high expectations.
True.
So I kind of left, I don't want to say disappointed, because I did have a fun trip.
True.
But I do think that Hawaii is a little bit overrated, I might say. Would you agree?
I honestly am going to go ahead and agree. 100%. It's overrated.
Yeah, and here's why. I mean, for a disclaimer here, we went to two islands, Oahu and Maui. We didn't go to the other ones. We know Kauai is supposed to be like a really good one as well. But Oahu specifically, when we got there, it kind of just felt like America. Because you got the Costco to your left.
Yeah.
You got a nice beach to your right. It's not that much better than LA beaches, I would say.
I guess that's colonism for you.
Yeah.
You have to throw in that American industrial architecture.
And to top it off, it is so expensive.
So expensive for no reason.
Yeah, like, we get it. It's nice and pretty. Yeah. You got beaches and stuff, but does it have to be that expensive?
Some, like, regular hotels, like, I would say just, like, what are they called? Tier 3 hotels? Level 3 hotels? Whatever they're called. Some of them were, like, very expensive. You could get, like, a few nights for $1,000 total. Just for, like, a couple nights.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy how expensive that was.
So I would, my advice would be if anyone out there is trying to plan a nice tropical trip on a budget, Hawaii is really not the place to go.
Yeah, agreed.
With the amount you're spending on hotels in Hawaii, you could definitely get some flights to the other side of the world, find some nice islands, some remote islands.
I agree. Like, maybe like Bali. I've never been, but I heard like amazing value there. The tickets are super expensive, but once you're there, it's gonna be pretty cheap. So that was the thing about Hawaii, and I think, as someone who literally only cares about food, that was the most disappointing part. I was like, yo, we're about to have some nice food. Like, I was ready thinking about all the seafood we're gonna eat and like a lot of like the Japanese influence.
Yeah, we had the chicken katsu from a Japanese place, and I would have to give it like a solid 3 out of 10.
The katsu, like the tonkatsu sauce, was straight up like almost like Play-Doh texture. And I did not enjoy that. So that was a little disappointing. I think we did find like a pretty decent sushi spot.
Yeah.
And the seafood itself, pretty good, but literally everything else.
Yeah, you're really just stuck with seafood in Hawaii. That's where you're gonna get some pretty decent food.
Yeah. If you don't like seafood, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Don't go to Hawaii at all.
But before we continue with some of our negatives,
yeah, we should talk about the good things. We had a good time. I swear we're not Debbie Downers all the time.
Yeah. Before we continue being negative Nancy's, what were some good parts of Hawaii for you?
Let me tell you, Maui is honestly the place to be. Like, if you're going to Hawaii, I mean, I'm literally talking like I've been to every place in Hawaii, but like Maui is fantastic. My favorite part there was.
We just said it wasn't that good though. Now you're just totally flipping around. Now you're saying it's fantastic.
We're talking about good things.
Yeah, good things. But now you're saying like it's just fantastic overall.
No, I'm talking about Maui specifically.
Okay.
Oahu was the overrated aspect, especially. I think Maui was a good time.
So you're saying Maui's not overrated?
No, I don't think Maui's overrated. To clarify, I think Oahu's overrated.
Well, I'm saying Hawaii just in general is overrated.
Okay. That's okay.
What did you like?
I thought we were talking about the good things. Now we're going back to negative. Oh my god, look at this guy.
Well, I mean, there's one.
Look at this guy.
You can say good aspects, but overall, our thesis is that it's overrated.
I like to exaggerate things. Just let it happen. Let it happen.
What are some specific?
Let me talk about the good things. I was about to talk about the cliff diving.
Okay.
This guy interrupted me. SMH. Anyways, so we went cliff diving on the Road to Hana trip, which I highly recommend. It was like a 50-mile trip where you drive around like half the island, and you just like do all these cool stops, all these cool beaches. One of our final stops on that trip was actually cliff diving, and it was kind of like a secluded spot, a little bit hard to find, and like there was like a cow farm there, which was kind of fun, and an old lady yelling at me for parking there, so that was also fun. But besides that, this cliff diving spot, we arrive, and I'm a little skeptical, you know. I like to pretend that I'm not scared of things, but in reality, I was kind of scared. And there was a local that we met there, and she was amazing, and she pushed me to jump. So I went ahead and I jumped. I did it.
It was like a 35-foot drop.
I think like 40.
Maybe.
That's at least what the local said, and then the crazy thing is she went ahead and jumped from like a 50-foot spot and was like, it's safe. And I'm like, you're chilling. The
part you're missing though is that it took you literally 20 minutes to jump.
No evidence.
So it's a cliff jumping spot. There are some people there. It wasn't too crowded.
Zero evidence.
But you see the locals jumping, coming back up, jumping, coming back up. Sanat is just there.
Not me.
I kid you not. At least 15 minutes, probably 20 minutes, just standing there.
Not me.
Just standing there. Everyone's looking at her like, is she gonna jump or is she just watching from the top there?
I got peer pressure from the crowd. Everyone was yelling, "Do it!" Like, that's when I finally did it, when there was literally a chance, and I'm like, God dang! But wasn't me. No proof. No proof at all.
That was a highlight for sure. I think cliff diving was most likely the best part of Hawaii for me, because I've never had a cliff diving experience like that before.
Okay, what was a highlight for you? Give one highlight.
Surfing. I think the waves in Hawaii are really good for surfing. That's for sure. And we took a surfing lesson there, and we were able to stand up. Both of us were able to stand up. And that was a great experience. Compared to like surfing in LA, it's really hit or miss in LA.
True.
The beaches by us sometimes have like pretty rough waves.
True.
So if you're a surfer, I would say Hawaii is not overrated in that sense. But
True.
I kind of just have to wonder, like, why would people want to live in Hawaii if they have nothing really keeping them there?
Yeah, we met a lot of people there who were like, yeah, we left LA for Hawaii, and I was like, why though? They're like cheaper houses, and I'm like, yeah, but why though? It rains every single day, like at least for a portion of the day. Like, it's normal.
They call them blessings.
Yeah, blessings. That's true. That's true.
That's a nice little phrase for.
And also, another good thing is I think Hawaiian culture is absolutely beautiful, and unfortunately, colonialism hit hard there. But I think the actual authentic Hawaiian culture is beautiful, so that's a very nice thing. But yeah, overall, I think if you're gonna go to Hawaii, maybe rethink your choices. But then again, it is in the United States, probably one of the best like island experiences you can get here. Or probably one of the only ones.
Yeah.
I guess there's the U.S. Virgin Islands and whatnot. But still, a little overrated, I would say.
Yeah, I remember one of the stories we heard was from our surfing instructor, and he came from Huntington Beach, which is a suburb from LA. And he was so salty about LA for some reason. He was like, yeah, LA is just terrible.
Trash.
And you could tell that he had sort of a regretful personality and like a little bit bitter about life for some reason.
True.
And I think that was a little bit recurring that as we talked to some Hawaii locals. Well,
Yeah.
when I say Hawaii locals, I don't mean like the Hawaiian natives. I mean like the
Yeah.
Hawaii transplants who moved to Hawaii. They almost felt like they were trying to get back at life, and they were like, I'm going to move to Hawaii and it'll be great there. That's the feeling that I got.
That was also the same instructor where after several attempts of me trying to stand up per his instructions and several failures, he said to me, you know, there's more to life than surfing. It's not for you. That's okay. I was like, bro, the instructor's giving up on me. I suck at surfing. And I was just like, wow. And then you know what happened afterwards? I stood up on that board. It was for a second, but I did it.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
It is what it is.
So Melrose is coming to an end. We passed
It's
by.
essentially come to an end.
Yeah,
It's
we
very
passed.
short.
It's a kind of a short road.
Yeah.
We started in the middle of it. We saw a good amount of it.
No, we saw like the main Melrose section. We saw all of it, where like the shops are.
Did we?
When people talk about
Yeah.
Melrose, they're talking about the shopping area.
Yeah.
We saw that. Really good place. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope we didn't offend anyone with our opinions about Hawaii.
Yeah. If you plan to go, still be hyped, be
Yeah.
excited. I'm sure maybe our opinions were just biased. We'll have to go back again to get another experience to add to our list.
Agreed. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like, do you think Hawaii's overrated if you've been? Are you trying to go? Let us know.
Yep. Thanks as always. Peace and love. We'll see you next time.
Bye.